Cristina Scappia, female singer of Lacuna Coil.
Andrea Ferro, male singer of Lacuna Coil, and we're playing a show at the Roundhouse in Camden, London.
Yeah, these are like stage clothes because we pretty much have the same image on stage because we want to really look like sort of an army on stage, and it's pretty cool. I mean,
yeah, I mean the fact that we're
really
from
cool.
Milan, maybe we have a little more attention on certain, even if we're not really into fashion that much because we dress more like rock and roll metal bands. Yeah. But in general, it's in us for sure because you grow up in a place where it's very important. So in the kind of in your personal taste, you have a little bit of that.
We met each other, like the members in the band. We met around like 93, end of '93, and Andrea was already playing with Marco, our bass player, and other guys in a band in Milano. And we just met in a metal pub that was in Milan back then, and we just produced a demo tape, and they asked me to do some back vocals. And we just liked the result. That was kind of unique because back then there were no bands with a male vocalist and a female vocalist not singing in a growl for the male and like lyrical voice for the woman. So we liked the result, and we just decided to stay together as a band.
We grew up listening to all classic metal like AC/DC, Metallica, Slayer, Iron Maiden, you know, all the classic rock metal acts. But then, especially in that time when we produced the demo tape, we were a lot into bands like Paradise Lost, Typo Negative, Tiamat, so the more darker, you know, side of metal. And so we were kind of mixing those two elements of the more energetic with the more atmospherical dark side of metal. So surely those elements kind of establish our trademark as a band, and then we develop it more and more every album, incorporating new elements. But when we started, we really wanted to sound like that, to be part of that Gothic metal, so-called. Usually it's the music comes first for us, like especially Marco, the bass player, is the main songwriter for the band, so he collects a lot of ideas and then pass the demo to me and her, and we separately work our own ideas, and then the three of us meet all together and kind of refine, you know, everything, choosing which parts are fitting better for the song and what's really to keep and what's to be changed. And then also the other guys can come up with a riff or a melody or an idea, and we try to build songs around that. Let's say we are kind of the core songwriters, and then the other guys are also participating a lot in the arrangements of the parts, and then add their touch, like with solos or changing the drum parts. You know, it's more of a cooperative process, but it starts mostly from us. We wrote for kind of personal lyrics based on our life experiences, and sometimes for them it's really changed their life, you know, and it's amazing to connect like that. You don't only music can do that, I think. Not only maybe, but music is certainly one of the few things that can really reach so much deep inside of yours.
Music for me was like a huge variety of different music because I have two brothers and a sister, and they were listening to everything from literally AC/DC to ZZ Top, or like Genesis, Zeppelin, but also dark music from the 80s like Soft Cell, also rap music in the 90s, like the old school, like Beastie Boys, Run DMC. I'm definitely open-minded. I love to sing for the music that Lacuna Coil plays, but at the same time, I have no restrictions or barrier. Like if I go to a place and there is a completely different type of music playing, I'm enjoying it no matter what. You know, there is always a perfect moment where you can enjoy like R&B music, or like having a party with like dance music from the 80s. It's different to what I listen to what I want to sing for. But I love music. Yeah. I love music in general.
Yeah, we know that there are certain elements that we will never put in a Lacuna Coil song, like a reggae kind of vibe, or a techno, or a rap. But we also know that we try to be as open as possible with our music, you know, and that's why every record we kind of have a different vibe.
We have the chance to travel the world, as I said, meet different cultures, and that make you grow as a person. A lot of people don't have this chance. and they grow up having just that vision and that's it, because they never experienced anything else. So we have the luxury to see it all, to listen it all, and to choose what we want to do. So it's even more important for us, you know, to stay there, because that's what we really like, even if we saw it all. I'd like to go to China very much. I'm really interested. We went to Japan.
Yeah, once.
I would definitely like to visit like Asia a little bit more, like more territories in Asia.
And maybe North Africa. Sorry, South Africa, because we never actually been to Africa. So
yeah, and
the only continent that we miss is Africa.
It's amazing to go to places that you would have never even think of, and to see that there is like a huge rock metal scene. Like we played in Vietnam like a few months ago, and it was like, oh, I wonder who's going to be in Vietnam to see us.
20,000.
Like 20,000 kids, and it's like, wow, there is a huge scene in Vietnam, and we live so far that we would have never think about that. So that's
we didn't know what to expect.
One of the great things.
And actually, all those countries in that part of the world, they're getting more freedom towards the politics, and so now metal music is big because it's kind of a rebellious music for them, as it was probably more here in the 80s, 90s.
India is awesome. It's awesome.
It is
Celtic.
Different.
Really Celtic. I mean, we were amazed.
Yeah,
chaos of it, but it was an awesome chaos.
The stage was actually made by bamboo wood. So it was big stage, like everything was there. It was solid, but it was made of bamboo wood. You know, so it was wow.
And the traffic jam is even worse than London, Milan, New York to get together. It's insane.